You're not tuned in to HoustonHipHopNews.com. Reporting live from H-Town. We live with HoustonHipHopNews.com. We got a very special guest today in the house today. As you see on this t-shirt, he represented big and proud. You've probably been seeing it all over the world right now. You know, it's So South. I'm over here with Randy. So we're finna give him a hot Houston Hip Hop News interview. Our first question we like to ask Randy. We see So South, we see the name, we see the label, we see the brand. Please tell us how you came up with So South.
Well, the name So South, I guess I am the one that made it up. We used to be called Anti-Store. That wasn't quite rap enough, I guess. I don't know. We just wanted to let people know we were from the South. It was catchy. Maybe I swiped some of it from So Def. I don't know. It wasn't intentional, but maybe. And that name came up in, I think, 2003 is when we started using that.
Our next question we like to ask on Houston Hip Hop News, Randy, we like to ask you, how long has So South been in business?
Well, the DBA that started this company, which was Antistore.com, that was actually purchased in 1993 when I was just doing mail order music. I worked at music distributor Southwest Wholesale. I was kind of a record collector at the time, and it was kind of a small idea, really. I wanted to get more records for me, and I thought, wow, if I start selling some of these records here from Southwest, I buy them. You know, it's a wholesale place. I buy them from there. I'll sell them. I'll make more money to buy me records. It turned into this, you know. There's nearly, 21 years ago. So it took a long time to get where we are right now. But 1993 started so I could buy more records.
Our next question we like to ask Randy is So South on Houston Hip Hop News. Name some of the clients and artists that you distribute.
We distribute almost all the classic records from Houston. From Swisher House, Big Time Records, Rec Shop, Sucker Free, all the labels that really made a name for themselves. We handle almost all that stuff. I don't like to. I mean, even though sometimes we'll put them out on Facebook or whatever, we don't really like to say, you know, try to put anybody else's name out there. If they want to represent us, we let them do that themselves. But we work for a lot of people. Our names on all the listings on iTunes. You know, you can see an awful lot of the classic names on there, and we're distributing them. You know, one of the ones I'm most proud of, really. I mean, there's a lot, but we are the first people to put DJ Screw on iTunes. And having all his original catalog, we virtually have everything that he put his name on. Well, maybe not the smaller things, but everything that he was a real part of before he passed. They're all distributed through us. The stuff like DEA and of course all his big time stuff, and even Southside Players, and that's, you know, his SPM. Mix that he did. So, but there's a bunch of them.
Our next question we got to ask Randy is from So South. Who are your recent bestsellers, upcoming artists?
As far as recent, you know, new artists that we like and people who are actually getting something done. Brandzil, he's one that we're really watching a lot. He's getting a lot of shows. He's really getting his name out there. Brandzil, I know Mike D isn't new, but he really looks like he's on the rise right now. He's putting out new records, putting a lot of effort into what he's doing. Same with Matt Grace, you know, SEC guys who've been around for a while, but really starting to heat it up. Let's see. We got a new guy. He's new to us, named Caliber. He's doing really well. Let me see. Roosh Williams is one that really looks like he's going to do something. Uh, there's always a lot of them. Those are ones that come to mind right off the bat. Also, we've been breaking into comedy a little bit. Some guys also been around for a little while, but Ali Sadiq, Michael Blackson, two incredibly funny guys, and we're trying to make something happen with them.
Our next question we like to ask Randy of So South: how has the music industry changed to 2014, and has it affected So South as a company?
Well, I mean, that's a big question. Depends on what time period you're talking about. When I got involved with Southwest Wholesale in, I think, 1989 or maybe 1990. I mean, they're still selling vinyl. It wasn't the rebirth of vinyl; it was vinyl, and vinyl and cassettes and CDs were just catching on. So, obviously, since then, you know the differences there. But since we've been doing digital distribution since 2005, the changes that are occurring right now is companies like iTunes are losing a little bit of ground to the subscription services, the radio types, the pay radio type services where you have a subscription, where you pay $10 a month to listen to whatever you want. Those services are starting to cut into the actual sales of digital music, the sales of songs or digital albums. Supposedly that's what's going to take over iTunes eventually. I don't know. I hope that doesn't happen. I have a hard time seeing a world where we're not actually buying any music, but who knows? Maybe we'll all just be paying for subscriptions. As far as CDs in the digital world, I mean, people are still putting out CDs. And matter of fact, for our store for SoSouth.com, if we get CDs, they tend to do pretty good right now. Because we don't get very many, so we're always happy to get some new CDs. K Reno comes to mind. He's steadily putting his stuff out on CDs. Now, a lot of people these days, when they do make that effort to put out a CD, they'll go to the CDR route, and people don't really want to buy those. I that's my feeling. So, when people are when artists are putting the full effort in and putting out the real CDs, they still sell well. I'm sure it's not as good as it once was, but there's still money in it. It's just a lot of people aren't making a full effort into it.
Our next question we like to ask Randy of So South on HoustonHipHopNews.com: what new business adventures you have for So South as a company?
Well, new business ventures, I don't know if any of it's new, but we're definitely putting a better shine on some of the stuff that we currently do. Our digital distribution service, which is our primary business right now, we're about to launch our first website for it. We'll be introducing the name Indie Road, INDIROAD, as the primary name for the digital distribution company. It's still owned by So South. Nothing's changed with the management, anything like that. But we're just putting a different name on it. It'll be one way for people to get to us without having to come to the office, without having to even talk to us. For people who want to do it like that, it'll be similar to some of the other services that already exist. We're excited about getting that going. You could call that a new business, but it's really just the launch of the website for this business that we've already been running. As far as other things, we don't call ourselves a record label, but I guess we want to be in that direction, and I guess we are in that direction. we don't try real hard. It's not a race to us, It's not. We if we ever end up calling ourselves a record label, it'll be because we worked our way there, and it's a dangerous place to be, I think, is financially, and I get maybe we play it a little bit safe. We're just not in a hurry to lose money doing that kind of thing. If we do it, it's going to be because we took our time, and so I think that's going to happen in the future, but I don't. If it's next year, if it's 5 years from now, it doesn't matter to me. This is what we do, so it's a long road, hopefully.
Our next question we like to ask Mr. Randy from So South. What's the best advice can you give independent artists that's trying to come up today?
Well, that's a big question, and I'm not usually short on words for questions like that. I like to be asked, but in general, it's just old school stuff. And it doesn't matter if it's rap or rock or whatever the music is. I mean, you should be following your heart into this kind of thing. This is a business that has to do with the heart you put into it. I mean, you can throw a lot of money at it, and you can move things far by putting money into it. But if your heart is not into it, and I don't even know exactly what that means, but I'm sure if you're a real musician, you do know, and that's what it takes. I don't think you could give me one example of an artist that made it who wasn't putting his life into it. Wasn't really throwing everything into it. So I mean, I don't know if that's advice, but that's, like I said, that's a big question. There's all sorts of different ways to look at that. I mean, my experience with, I used to be a band manager a long time ago. That's my first part of, that's the first way I got involved in doing music, was managing a rock band. But I didn't know anything about it, and about doing that. I mean, there's no real rule book for that. I mean, I suppose you can go to school for that kind of thing, but I don't know that I would even trust that. The thing, what I'm trying to say is, you just do everything you can think of. Everything that you could possibly do. I mean, if you're wanting to make it, you gotta do all of those things, no matter what. It makes you look stupid. I mean, if you fail in front of a bunch of people, whatever it is, you gotta work through that until it works out. And take the steps, and you'll eventually get there. Hopefully that makes sense.
Okay, our next question we like to ask Mr. Randy of So South. Please explain how So South is beneficial to independent artists.
Let's see. So South, well, our main, as far as if we're talking about music distribution, digital distribution that we do, and then we're going to be launching our company, Indie Road. What you can get with that is worldwide digital distribution. We're going to be launching a couple of different packages that we didn't have up until the launch of the website. I won't go into full detail on all that. People can see that at the site. But what we've been doing so far is, we offer about 250 outlets. That's 100 iTunes stores. That's every single iTunes store worldwide, and another 150 outlets on top of those. Lots of worldwide representation, ringtones distributed to all the mobile outlets, and man, I'm drawing a blank now. There's a lot of ways to get your music distributed. Handful of popular ways to do it. What makes us better than those, of course, is the amount of outlets that we have. Because we're a local company. I mean, if you're in Houston, we're always willing to meet with people. that's virtually how we've set up every agreement that we had was face to face. Now, with the launch of the new website, we're willing to do business the other way through the internet, and we've always been willing to, but now we'll have that option. That'll be a little bit easier, but people still like to come by, and if you're an artist that's doing something, we like to meet you. We have our own sort of social network, and we can get a lot done with that. If we need somebody for something, we've got a giant list of people to call from. Recently, we've added some publicity services. We have a publicist on staff, and we can get a lot of things done, like press kits, EPKs, and a whole lot of services that we can help provide for you with this publicist. We also have some marketing options available for things that we know are going to be, more successful. The more successful stuff, there is a marketing option that we're able to submit records to. Sometimes we can get them into that. That can get positioning on iTunes and some of the other big sites.
Our next question we like to ask is, So South wasn't big on advertisements. So tell me, what changed our mind to today?
Well, probably the best reason that we used to not do a lot of advertising was just, we just weren't trying to spend the money. Advertising is money. The other owner of So South, he has some interests in the MMA and several other businesses, and through him, through his network, we were able to get the name included on a lot of national things, fights, and what are some of the other things?
Well, the show that was sponsored at South by Southwest.
And we also did South by Southwest for the last couple of years, and we've learned a lot about the importance of that. I'll tell you, the first one, I don't even know if we knew why we were doing it or what we would get out of it, because it costs a lot of money to put something on like that. But it's starting to all make sense. It's anybody who goes to South by Southwest knows that everybody's there. What we've done there, it's just trying to kind of harness some of that strength that exists there, and I think it's worked good for us. But I've never had anything against advertising. Just I suppose we got a bit more of a budget these days to do that, and we want people to know about the business, but we didn't have to. I think it's worth saying we didn't have to advertise in the beginning. We started out with a couple of good name clients, a couple of artists that actually sell, and it grew word of mouth from there, so that's it on advertising.
Our next question we like to ask Randy of So South. We know it's real big on the internet and everything right now, so who are your best sellers, man? I want to know. Is it overseas or is the U.S. that's buying all the records offline? Let me know.
It's absolutely here. The U.S. Buys the large majority of the digital downloads. I think after the States, well, for us, after the States, it's Canada, but we also represent a pretty big heavy metal record label. Has almost 100 titles and from Canada, and so that's probably why Canada is the second biggest for us. But I think after that is the UK. Japan comes in there somewhere near, in the top 10, but it's pretty small, really. I mean, there's not that much money coming in from the overseas companies. Not probably be surprised to see the real numbers on it. It's not impressive, but it is growing. I mean, honestly, the big stores, Amazon has really good worldwide representation, and then iTunes has great worldwide representation. They have stores in every country, but I don't think that. I mean, that's probably really. I don't know for sure, but I think they're just represented over there. The other big companies that are here are just not developed in the other countries yet.
Yeah, we about to wrap it up with HoustonHipHopNews.com. You know, Randy done dropped some jewels on us from the SoSouth.com. You know, you need to go log in, go order you some albums overseas. You need to go get this here, man. You need to go get some downloads up, man. I want to see, can y'all download US right now? So, you know, go with the SoSouth.com and support it. But we finna wrap it up with the good questions and everything. Randy, give us some Houston hip-hop news we could use.
We got a couple of interesting things coming up. We trying to wrap up the details on this Screwed Up Click press conference. I think it's going to be the first of its kind for strictly Screwed Up Click. It's going to be about the Takeover record, which is out, and it's also something that we had a little involvement in, and we're excited to see people buying that. It's got some really good tracks on it. Also, there's new Mac Grace coming out soon. That thing is full of really nice features. He's got some really great tracks on there with Trey. But I mean, all the Houstons are on there. Branzil, if you hadn't heard him yet, you want to check him out. You don't want to be the last one to know about it. And lastly, and maybe I shouldn't say this, but we do still hope to get Zero's Tripolar released at some point, and that's a great record. I just noticed that the main single from that album has was it 1 million views or 500,000 views, something like that. I mean, it's great music on that record, and we hope that it gets to come out under Zero's name at some point. Thanks to you for doing what you do and checking with us. Thank you.